Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is October the 7th, 2020. Excuse me. Excuse me. Before we get started, I'd just like you to, if you haven't done so already, click the red S button in the bottom right corner of the screen and subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel. Also, don't forget to click the bell so you can be one of the first people to know whenever I post a new video to the Caribou Data Science channel YouTube site. Okay? And secondly, all the data for this is available on the SQLite database, as well as the code and a link to the web page which this creates, and those will all be in the description below. So let's go. Let's go ahead and run a report for Israel. Israel has certainly been struggling with cases, as most countries have, but we'll see what it looks like today. I believe also Israel is in like a 2-week lockdown period. Uh, what you can see is Israel is currently averaging 993 cases per day and about 7 deaths per day. Let's take a look at the mortality rate. As you can see, the mortality rate is probably about, say, about 3/4%. But you can see that there's a lot of days when these numbers are above that. So that's not quite as good as it sounds, I don't think. Let's take a look at cases. Well, here we're seeing, according to the low S curve, we're seeing a decline in cases overall. Yes, we have spikes, but there's obviously enough downtrend to pull this low S line back downward. While deaths have climbed back up to here to 40-ish, this is continuing to show a decline. You can see a moving average underneath it. Okay, those are daily cases and deaths. Let's zoom in, take a look at the current spike, which began about June. You can see that this is actually showing again a slight decline, interesting enough in cases, but it could just be because there's volatility in here. Okay, those are cases again, daily cases. Daily deaths, you can see the continuing climb up to here in daily deaths, although there is of course more volatility, which is kind of curious. But the trend, unfortunately, is still upward for Israel right now as far as deaths. Yeah, so this is a bit of a mixed message. That there's a possibility that cases may be declining, but deaths are continuing to increase. Here we can get a better situation of the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of increasing cases. This is the current week. Deaths. For some reason, we have nothing back in here. I'm not sure why that is. But again, you can see 1, 2. We can see pretty much a steady decline with a spike here and a spike here. So deaths are continuing to increase in Spain also. Monthly numbers, you can see that September was almost 125,000 deaths or cases. I'm sorry. Well, it was a little more than a week in. Cases for the month are already over what? What, 27, 2,800. Good news is deaths. Well, again, we had a huge spike in death of above 600 back in September. We're almost halfway there. Okay, and we're only 1 week, and only 1 week in as far as deaths. So, depending on which way you look at, obviously Israel's is continuing to struggle with cases. We pray to God that the lockdown will work. Also pray that the Jewish people continue to wear face masks, practicing social distancing. Of course, the trouble is Spain or Israel is a small country compared to their population. I mean, it's kind of hard, I think, and most of the people live in like 2 or 3 main cities, so it's really hard to practice social distancing in a small country like that. But anyway, God is on the throne, and He will rescue His people Israel in His own time. Okay, so that takes care of Spain, or takes care of Israel. Let's go and upload this to our database.